Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
About a year ago, specifically on the 9th of August, Thursday afternoon, who was here in this room? I delivered a speech. Does anybody remember the title of my speech last year? It's called The Compound Effect. What was the story all about? The story was about doing small daily increments in your life to achieve something big. And if you remember the story from last year, I had this nice slide indicating how compound effect can play in your life for good or bad. And my story was saying how my fitness changed in 10 years and what I achieved in 10 years. From the year 2009, when I ran my first 10K run, which is 10 kilometers, I took 80 minutes. 80 minutes. My mother can walk in 80 minutes, 10 kilometers. So I worked hard. 2013, my son was 2 years then. I finished a 10K in 59 minutes. You see 21 minutes improvement in 4 years. I didn't stop. 2015 in California, I ran another half marathon, which is 21 kilometers, which is twice of 10K. And my time was 1 hour 49 minutes. And you can see the shape of my body is also changing as it is going on, right? The pictures speak 1,000 words. So to commemorate 10th year of my running, 2019, and before I turned 40, which is next month, I wanted to run a race which is 42 kilometers, which is called a full marathon. A lot of people say 10K marathon, 5K marathon. That's wrong usage. A marathon is 26.2 miles or 42 kilometers. There is no 10K marathon. 10K is 10 kilometers. So marathon is marathon, just for the record. I said, let me go try this to celebrate my 10th year of running, as well as before turning 40, becoming a little more younger in heart and mind and body. I said, let me go run this. I set up a goal that was last year. And I have a lot of friends who started running with me about 10 years ago, 11 years ago. They all have run several marathons. There is a big difference. A lot of people who run marathons, they run in 5 hours, 5.5 hours, 6 hours, because they run, walk, run, walk, run, walk. For some reason, I did not like it. I always like if you start at the start line, you finish at the finish line. You can take a 30-second break. It is acceptable, not more than 30 seconds. So that was my goal. I didn't want to stop and say, I run a marathon. Stopping is not the way to run a marathon. You have to run. That's why it's called running. There is no walk run. So I said, I will run a full marathon, 42 kilometers, before I turn 40, which is on 24th September next month. And my goal was to run this full marathon under 4 hours, not 6 hours. Now what does it mean under 4 hours? You're running each kilometer in less than 6 minutes. So you have to comprehend that. It's not easy. You need to train. And then I said, okay, let me run this on 2nd of June in 2019 in the city of San Diego in California. That was my specific goal, said I'll do this. I also said, let me go to my coach and ask him, here is my goal, what do I do? He said, yeah, possible. You've done several half marathons, about 20 of them in the last 5 years. You can easily do it. He said, okay, here is your plan. And the plan had something like this. We follow an approach called run less, run faster, which means you run less in a week, you run faster. There's a wonderful book, you can go read about it if you like running marathons. Typically, it has got 3 structured workouts. You have running, which is endurance, you have strength training to build your muscles, and conditioning, which is yoga, flexibility, and so on. So we run 3 days a week, and the weekly mile is about 35 to 55 kilometers. On Sundays, I used to run about 35 or 30 kilometers. Other days, 2 days strength workout, building your muscles, and 1 day a week you work on your conditioning, core, and joints, and so on. The biggest challenge for me was to change my habits. Some of the running days, like Sunday, it takes 4 hours to finish a run. I have to run 35 kilometers, and I need 4 hours or 3.5 hours. And imagine you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you decide to run. What happens? You take 4 hours of your day, and your family is like, come on. You spoil half the day, it's gone. So I didn't want to trouble my family. I said, let me change something. The first thing I changed was getting up at 4:45 every morning. So as of yesterday, for 12 months, I've been getting up at 4:45 a.m. regardless of where I am and traveling 4:45 a.m. That's a great habit. And by doing that, I also kept sleeping early. 9:30 I'm in the bed, regardless of what happens. No phone after 7 o'clock, no laptop after 7 o'clock, go to bed at 9:30. Of course, I have to eat more greens and vegetables. Being a vegetarian, that's another challenge. Take supplements, eat a lot of broccoli, spinach and greens, no egg and no meat. That's a challenge for a vegetarian. But it's possible. You can be a vegan and run a marathon. I'm the example. And being more mindful in your workouts. A lot of times you work out crazy. You need to be mindful. Is it hurting here? Is it aching here? Are you in a great mood today? What's happening with the emotions? So being mindful in your workout is an important thing, and I developed that as I went on. My coach is really smart. He's one of the ace runners in India. In seniors category, he's number 1. Ashok Nath is my mentor. So he said, look at this. You can run because from August to June is a long time, about 8 months. So you will become sedentary, you'll become complacent and say, I can do this easily. So let's have some incremental goals for you so that you achieve this. So I can be sure you will achieve the final goal. I said, fine. You have something to offer? Yes, why not? So he said there are 2 interim goals, which is again for November, which is again a half marathon. And my goal was to run under 1:45, which means if you remember my previous slide, from 1:49 to 1:45. And I shaved around 6 minutes. In 3 months, I shaved 6 minutes, which means basically more muscle and strength in your body, less fat. That's all it means. If you increase the speed, it is a result of less fat in your body, more muscle strength. And then on somewhere in March, I said, okay, that's another goal. I shaved 1 more minute. So from 1:43, I ran a half marathon in 1:42 while I'm training. Now that gave me enough confidence and boost saying, yes, I can achieve the full marathon under 4 hours. So this went on. I also realized it's all about training. If you can train well, imagine every Sunday you are running 35 kilometers. Now how much more you have to run to finish a full marathon? 35 to 42? Just 7. So your mind gets tuned that I run 35 for 6 weeks already. It's a matter of stretching only 7 more kilometers. You can do it. So the race day came. We went to San Diego, my wife and my son. I always take my family whenever I go race. So Anusha, my wife, and my son Samyak, who is turning 8 next month. So this was just before the race, 30 minutes before the race. About 35,000 people running this race. 35,000 people running this marathon. So we go together, we find our spot, I go stand. And my son wrote a note to me. I told him, 42 kilometers is too long. I may lose motivation. So he scribbled on a page and said, if you ever feel like quitting, this is the smile symbol. Just look at my smile, you'll run again. Because mind plays tricks after 35 kilometers. Wonderful. I said, okay. So I said, bid goodbye to them. And you see there are 35,000 people here. And you cannot find a sign somewhere at the back, maybe 14th corral or something. Somewhere at the back. And they decided. I had a structured plan. So 10 kilometers, here is my clock. 20, here is my clock. 30, 35, 40, and 42. I had a clear plan written and in my pouch. I ran. So first 10 kilometers was fine. I was really well trained. While I was on a high, I kept running. So it went on. The challenge is as you run. So 10 is easy, 20 is easy, 25, you start thinking, You realize that you went beyond your real goal. Because we tend to get excited. 35,000 people, energy is high, you run a little faster than you trained. So by 25, I realized, I was running a little faster, I slowed down. So this is a picture, I noted when they took pictures from these, and I have in my mind where the camera was. So approximately the first picture is about 13 kilometers into the race. The second picture is about 25 or 24, and the third one is about 36. And as you can see, if you subtly look at my body language, it is slowly fading as it is ending. You see the energy level in the first picture, and the second picture, and the third picture. The third one is really focused. So 10 was fine, 21 was fine. Once I crossed 35, I said, come on, dude, this is too much. 35, I was sweating, I could not control, I could not run faster. But when you have a strong goal, you have a lot of training under your belt, you don't quit, you move on. What happened was, until 35, I was on track to finish under 4 hours, until 35. from 35 to 39, which is 4 kilometers, there was an uphill, which I was not trained for. So by the time I finished the 4 kilometers, I knew that I could not finish in exactly 4 hours. It would be maybe a little more than 4 hours. But I didn't lose heart. I said, fine, that's fine, I'll go do it anyway. What happened in the last 3 kilometers, I said, my coach kept saying something to me every time we spoke. He said, the mark of a runner is in the last 4 kilometers. So when you run the last 4 kilometers, you see a pattern there. People are fading, they're drifting off, they're slowly walking. They don't run at the last 4 kilometers. So when you see yourself running and others are not running, it means you've done your job properly. So I kept thinking about this. When I was running 39 kilometers, most of the folks were just draining out. They were just walking and holding their shoulders like this, or maybe hand on the waist and slowly walking. I said, this is it. I have trained for this already. So that gave me so much inspiration that let me run the remaining 3 kilometers, give my best. And guess what? The last 3 kilometers were also a little downhill. And I kept running really fast. The last 3 kilometers I ran all of them under 5 minutes. 4:45, 4:45, 4:46. The last 3 kilometers of the full marathon. Which means how our body is capable, how much our body is capable. If you can let the mind go and say, I can do it. So when I finished the race, that's the one I'm entering the finish line. You see the folks there, how they're walking. You see this man. So he was way ahead of me when he started. But as he went past 35, he kept fading. Like a training energy, your balancing energy, and so on. So when I finished, I took about 4:04. 4 hours, 4 minutes. And when I finished, there was such a euphoric experience when I finished it. I was like, wow, I did something beyond what I could do in my life. And right after the finish, I came out, I met my family, and I had an ice pack on my right knee because of severe pain. Because I stretched too much the last 3 kilometers. It was beyond what I had trained for because of this greed to finish as early as possible. And this is a medal, looks like a heavy medal. My son says, oh, you did all this because of this? I said, no, there's something here. The medal here is more important than the medal outside. So I took, there is also an engraving on the other side of the medal called 404. I don't have a picture here. This is what the medal I got. And then I realized, you just have to go for it. Right? So there is always challenges in your life, travel, personal challenges, other things going on, but you have to stick to your goal and go for it. Because you imagine, each time I feel like this is too much workout, I would always say, what if I go back to India and speak that day and say, sorry guys, I didn't do my goal today, I'll do it next year. You see, each time I had a thought that I should do something else, I always thought, what if I go back to India next time, go to my own home club and tell them, look guys, I did not do this marathon this year, next year I will do. So that gave me enough spirit to go back and do my workouts and not quit that day. So you might ask, what next? I strongly believe that our life, a good life, is one hero journey after another. I just finished one hero journey, doing 1 full marathon. I finished 404. Now I have another hero journey coming up in November, 17th of November in Las Vegas. I'm training for it. And this time I'm very positive that I will finish under 4 hours. Because I've got experience under my belt, I know what will happen. And they have some elevation as well, so I'm working on it. But I'm pretty sure I can do that. So fun in life is only when you are running. Our being is in becoming. Our being is in becoming. So as I have nice goals in my life, only I have then fun in my life. Otherwise, it's easy to watch others and enjoy for some time. It doesn't work after that. You need to do something for yourself. And it's to me, when I'm turning 40, it's like a new life altogether. All my trousers are gone because I cannot fit in those trousers. I have my new shirts. Everybody's saying, God, I cannot believe how much I lost so much weight. It's not actually weight, it's more about fat around here and there, hiding in my body. But it's so much fun. I can walk, I can run, I can do anything I want. The fitness level is so high right now. Now, we'll come to this lesson that I learned, which is applicable to Toastmaster, and you are not showing me the signal. 15?
Not 15.
Okay, thanks. Right on track. Okay. So one thing I realized is that the lesson I learned from this marathon running, I have been into the world of goal setting from 2003, where I was 24. So every year I have goals in my life. Every month I have goals in my life. I have goals for decades and years and so on. I realized these are the 5 key things for goal setting. So number 1 is goal clarity, which means you need to be clear. Why are you doing it? When are you doing it? Where are you doing it? What are you doing? This goes back to my slide 1, which is the medal and the dates, time, and so on. So we need to be really clear about the goal. People call it a SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. You can have SMART goals if you want, but you need to be really clear about why and what. How is easy? If you have a strong enough why, how is easy? The challenge is why. You need to find a coach. You need to find somebody who has either done it or knows enough information to help you. You cannot do it in a vacuum. You have to find help. Luckily, I found some help. More importantly, daily incremental action. You can look at your goal, do something once in a while, does not work. You have to do something every day. And if you miss something every day, don't miss the second day. One day is fine, but don't miss the second day. Then you get into a habit of missing every day. So one day is fine, the second day is not fine. Fourth one is you have to assess your progress. What are you doing? And adapt, change yourself. Don't be so stuck to goal. Like Emerson says, foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. You can't be saying, here is my goal, I will not change my approach. Here is my goal. No, you have to be adapting, changing. Some things are worth it, some things are not. Your food habits, your sleeping habits, your eating habits, or your workout habits. So you have to change based on the messages you're getting and the feedback you're getting. Last one is you have to be graceful and grateful. A lot of times I see people, whether in Toastmasters or other goals, they have strong goals, they are demanding. They will suck out a lot of time from your life, but they lose the grace of their life. Your son comes to you and wants to play, said, oh no, I've had enough workout already, I don't want to play with you. I've got so many things on my mind, so I have a speech tomorrow, don't disturb me. Right? So you need to be graceful, your goals are there, but daily, you cannot lose moments of your life for a big moment in your life. Momentum will come to you, but don't lose moments of your life for the sake of moment, big achievement. So being graceful is really important. And then being grateful. A lot of times they complain, why am I doing all this thing? Everybody's doing great in their life. Why should I run? Why should I run a marathon and have this pain in my body, ankle, and my knee? So you need to be grateful. You are a hero. You are doing something different. Your goals are different. And one day when you achieve, people will say, yeah, this is awesome. You are inspiring me. But you have to wait until the day happens. You get such comments after doing it, not before doing it. Is that clear? So let's go on the path. Let's not quit. I know all of you here are for a hero's journey. Your journey could be different. You could be doing a CC, that's your journey. You could be doing an advanced manual, or you could be trying something in pathways. Your journey can be your personal journey. But you are all heroes. And a hero's job is to go achieve the goal regardless of what? Regardless of inspiration, entertainment, acknowledgement, and appreciation. You have to do it because you are the hero. And you can inspire so many others to inspire themselves, go on their hero's journey. A hero's job is to create more heroes by his own action, by leading by example. I hope this session has given enough inspiration and information to look at your own journey. Find out what's your next hero journey. Because a good life is one hero journey after another. It never stops. It only stops when we die. Over to you.